what's up, mi gente? Yessi Smiles aquí con Mundos Trap y bienvenido a la familia. Yo le estaba diciendo a él, I've been a fan since forever. Welcome to the family. Tony
Appreciate
Sunshine.
You. Bow. What's up, y'all?
I love it. Mira, felicidades with this new turnout of your career that you're kind of doing. Cuéntame un poco de tu nuevo tema, El Real.
Es real, un tema, es my debut crossover into the Latino market. Y es una canción de un hombre que fue herido por una mujer que no creyó que él más nunca iba a subir otra vez.
Okay.
Entonces él viene subiendo y viene haciendo lo que tiene que hacer y he's back on his A game y ella quiere estar con él otra vez, pero él le está contando a ella que ella lo hirió mucho y que ya there's no chemistry. He don't see it.
Yeah. So the tables kind of turn porque usualmente
tables always turn, baby. Tables always turn.
¿Te han lastimado a ti antes?
Of course, I think everybody in the world has been hurt once or twice before. That's not the case right now. Yo creo que a veces la gente se olvidan que los artistas we're writers, we're thinkers, we're creators, so cuando uno oye una canción no tiene que ser que todas las veces sea que ese artista pasó por esa situación. And this song came about, I walked into the studio with one of my co-writers and one of my producers, Mr. Vla. Entonces él tenía la pista ya hecha y me dijo, tengo algo que te quiero enseñar.
Yeah.
Y yo creo que te va a gustar. And then he played the joint and I was like, yo, that's fire. Y nos ponimos a pensar y a escribir y 1 hora, 2 horas después, El Real was born. And I just felt so strong about the record because I sang it with so much love. It was so fun to write it and it was so dope to come up with the concept. Que salió tan linda y salió tan grande la canción que yo dije, esta va a ser la primera canción.
I love it. Y eso es lo que te iba a preguntar ahora. Like, you're known for your like R&B, hip hop en el mercado anglo. ¿Por qué el crossover ahora to the Spanish market?
Well, it's not all of a sudden thing. Like I've explained to people before, I started my career off as a child. Singing salsa and boleros and stuff like that, and I got to touch the stage with a lot of the legends, and things like that. And then, time passed, and as I grew up, I moved into the projects, and I started learning about hip hop and R&B, and it was a whole new sound. I fell in love with that, and then during the process of me falling in love with that sound, I'm introduced, I introduced myself to a young man named Joseph Cartagena, Fat Joe, who becomes this big legend, but at the time I'm 13 years old, I sing something for him, he thinks I'm dope, and then, I start tagging along and moving around with him, and I guess, those are the doors that opened for me.
Yeah.
That's the platform that was open for me in being able to create my own platform on that stage. In the process of becoming an artist in the English genre, it's not that I forgot about my roots or where I came from. It's just that's what.
Lo que se te abrió.
Eso fue lo que se me abrió. Entonces, pero que no se olviden that during that process and while I'm working, we are Latinos and we've always kept that up front and we've always waved our flags up high. We've always incorporated some type of Latino sounds into our music. With the 100% record that I did with Pun, we went to Puerto Rico and we filmed a video in the year 2000. Remember, as I was telling the last young lady, the reggaeton epidemic in the Latin market, the new wave Latin market didn't really explode to 2008 going into 2009. In the year 2000, when I went to Puerto Rico and I filmed a 100% video, if you pay attention, I got Daddy Yankee, I got Nicky Jams, I got the Buddha family, I got Evie Queen, and a bunch of different artists that are now super huge today because we seen the vision. We understood what was going to happen before anybody else did. So again, it's not nothing new for Tony Sunshine to cross over into the market. is that if the people ain't educated enough to know about Tony Sunshine, then it's he's crossing over.
Yeah.
He, and now he's trying to get into the. That's not the case. Is that timing is everything. Y yo pienso que ahora es el tiempo para yo enseñarle al mundo que yo puedo en los dos géneros.
Que este es mi boricua side. Vamos.
Para que lo sepan, baby.
How was it working with Big Pun? Porque él es una leyenda in hip hop rap industry. How was it working with him? And may he rest in peace when he passed away.
Pun, Big Moondog, Chris, like he was my brother. He's from my hood, de mi vecindario. Lo conozco desde los 15 años. Llevé mucho tiempo con él. Antes de nosotros, way before we became national artists and we became known on platforms, he was my friend and my brother. We hung out in the neighborhood, so it was much easier for me than for other people. Creative wise, to watch him become the genius that he was, and to watch him create was definitely amazing on all levels. But he was always that way. Pun was always a genius. Whether he was playing ball, whether he was telling jokes, because Pun was a comedian, he had his funny side. It was really dope. It was really dope being able to create with him.
No, una memoria, legends.
Yeah, super legend.
Trayectoria.
Yep.
Let me ask you, I was watching an interview of yours, and you mentioned that there's a point where you have to grow up.
Definitely.
When was that point for you that you told yourself, yeah, no more trouble, I need to grow up?
I went through so much in the music industry that it led me to get into a lot of trouble. I became rebellious, I became defiant. There was no lines I wouldn't cross because I felt, like I wasn't being heard.
Yeah.
Just being a Latino in the market and trying to have a breakthrough and being overlooked. And so I became rebellious and I allowed a certain type of crowd around me, where it led me to bump my head quite a few times, and it led me to make so many different mistakes, where I felt like, one day I sat down and I started thinking in retrospect, and I started taking accountability for my mistakes and what I contributed to the downfalls that had transpired in my life. Y yo mismito me dije, coño papi, tienes que avanzar, you gotta grow up. If you want to move on to your next level and you want to grow and you want to be able to make the transition you want, hay que crecer como un hombre, hay que comportarse uno como un hombre. Sí. And I started eliminating a certain kind of people around me, not being judgmental, because one can never be judgmental. Y como, yo soy del caserío, yo soy de la calle, pero it doesn't mean que, since I come from the projects and I come from the streets, it doesn't mean that I gotta carry myself like an idiot. Like,
yeah.
I gotta be ignorant and I gotta be disrespectful. So, I've always been a real respectful individual, and I've always been a dude that got a good head on his shoulders. But as I said, I went through so much in the industry that I became this individual that really wasn't me. So I had to let that side of me go in order to grow. I had to take accountability for my own actions. I had to right my wrongs. I had to learn how to say sorry. I had to learn how to accept apologies. And it goes hand in hand to be a well-respected, forget about artists, a well-respected individual, and be a man where you stand, or a woman. You have to grow. You have to grow up.
Of course. One of my favorite songs that you have done, which I'm gonna add traumatized me, and I do not date men in the industry because of it, was Talk About It. Okay. I saw the video and I'm like, diablo, este man de verdad que está, like, because I had an ex that got lost in the studio. So I saw that video, como que eso es lo que estaba haciendo este cabrón.
Yeah. It's just me being honest.
Yeah. So my question is, like, with this song, I feel that you were able to like show Tony Sunshine is. Like,
Right.
You were able to show
But to
like
talk
your
about it?
vocals. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You were able to
Yeah.
show your vocals. So con El Real, I feel like you're also able to show your vocals because, like I said, most of your songs were more like hip hop,
Trap,
R&B.
rap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do
Yeah.
you feel when you did that? Did you feel comfortable doing a Spanish track, or were you more like out
loved
of
it.
your?
I loved it. As
element?
I said, I started off singing salsas and boleros, and if anybody knows anything about salsa and bolero, they're romantic songs. And like I said again, it just so happened that hip hop and R&B is what opened the door for me. But I'm a hopeless romantic. I love anything and
You are,
everything
huh?
that sounds pretty. Yeah, I am. I am. I'm a hopeless romantic. But I love everything and anything that sounds pretty, that has a beautiful melody to it. I just gravitate towards
Yeah.
it. So I enjoy making beautiful songs. I enjoy recording songs where I'm able to show vocal ability, So it was great. It was great.
So what would you want your fans in the English market to know, knowing that you're like going to the Spanish market? Like you're not leaving English, ¿verdad?
Oh, no way. No way,
Okay.
no how. I'm just taking the opportunity to show the world that I got the best of both worlds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And embrace my culture and let my Latinos know that I've never forgotten about you guys.
Yeah.
But we've been fighting over here on this side for you guys for a very long time. We've been holding down the fort and making sure that they know that we're as talented as anyone else in the world.
This era of Tony Sunshine, do you feel like you can finally say, yo, I'm being myself?
Yeah, well, I've always been myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've always been myself. I've never been afraid to be me,
Yeah.
So,
Future. So I know you have a Spanish album coming out, or two, right? Two Spanish albums coming out?
well, I have one that's coming out. We have El Real out right now. September 15th, we drop Perdón. In October, we drop Imagínate, followed up by the album. And then I got a whole other Spanish album ready to go after that. But during the process, I'm going to be dropping little English singles here and there.
So that's what I was gonna ask you. Can we maybe expect like maybe a reunion con Fat Joe, like un tema ahí, like?
Well,
think
Joe and
so.
I travel almost every week together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do
So you
shows
guys get in
together.
the studio.
We've been Joe's not in he's not recording at the moment. Like,
Oh, okay.
he's doing other ventures and doing other things, Market America, and he has his sneaker stores, and he's being a politician right now for the hospitals and things like that. But I can see us in the near future hitting the studio and recording something brand new for the world.
I love it.
Real en toditas las plataformas principales. That's all major platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, whatever your favorite streaming platform is. I am Tony Sunshine on Instagram. I am Tony Sunshine on Facebook. Tony Sunshine BX on Twitter. If you want to go watch the video on YouTube, you can go to my Instagram platform. Hit the link; it's gonna take you straight there. And I love you guys. Stay focused, stay blessed, stay positive. Nos vemos.
Otra vez, bienvenido a la familia Tony Sunshine. Yo soy Yessi Smiles.
Yo soy Tony Sunshine.
Nos amamos.